Good afternoon, everybody, and this year I'm gonna teach everybody how to make a turkey for Thanksgiving. I one time did it on my live show when I had Angel of the Night radio and we went live. One night I marinated 2 turkeys, but what I didn't teach you is the entire process. So this is going to be a 3-day video all combined together so that you can see how to brine, marinate, and cook a turkey. If you want your turkey to be moist, full of flavor and taste, and you want to provide your family with a really good bird on the dinner table, this is the way you go about doing it. It's a long process, so I'm going to take you through it step by step, and if you repeat the steps that I do, you'll make the perfect turkey, I promise you. It'll come out juicy, tender, moist. You'll never have another dry turkey again. Generally what I do is I buy a turkey breast. Okay, this is about a 10-pound breast. Doesn't have any dark meat. Don't get me wrong, I'll eat the dark meat. You know what they say, once you go dark, you never go back, right? Well, in this scenario, I'm not going to go dark. We're going to go white this time. And so, what you're going to want to do this was for defrosting. What I did is I put the bird in the bowl because it leaks blood, as you can see. So you put it in the bowl, you let it sit, you let it frost overnight in the fridge so it gets thawed out. And you're going to cut the turkey open. Of course, what they like to do, they like to give you this pouch, which is utterly disgusting. There's brains and guts in here. I'm not a gizzard type of guy. Generally, I just throw out the gizzards. But you're going to want to rinse your turkey thorough. And get all the blood out. Once your turkey's rinsed, you can take this knife and you're going to stab numerous holes into the turkey breast itself. The reason why we stab holes in it is so that when you brine it, the salt water seeps through. So you just keep stabbing like you're Michael Myers from Halloween. You just, you know. You take any plastic bag will do. A garbage bag, a plastic bag like this from a grocery store, anything like that. And you may want to put a few bags in there. What you don't want to do, this is for the men, what you don't want to do is piss off your woman, okay? If you're going to go into bag collection, you better ask permission, because women, they love to say bags. And when you start going in when you start taking their bags, they start wondering, what the hell's going on? Why is my bags gone? Every woman has a bag collection. In this case, what we're going to do, we're going to open the bag nice and big for the breasts. We're going to take kosher salt. Okay? Now this salt doesn't contain any iodine or anything, and it's for Passover, and a lot of people think, well, you know, I'm not Jewish, so I shouldn't be, you know, getting this type of salt. This salt's blessed, okay? This salt will save you from demonic possession. You just eat a little kosher salt, and next you know, the demons look at you and they're like, ah, I can't possess this guy. He's got salt in his system. That's why it's kind of funny when they say you cleanse demons with salt. Use salt and all that. Well, what happens if I eat salt? It means that I am immune to possession, right? So anyways, you take the salt, you pour it on here. You pour it on the turkey. I also put some in the bag. So now we got the turkey in the bag. Okay? Make sure you pour a lot of salt in. Okay? This is a good salt, and I'm going to explain why, okay? It says right here, in 1886, our proprietary multifaceted crystals have offered incomparable texture and flavor. An essential ingredient for chefs everywhere, this unique flake salt sticks to food very well. And it's perfect for precise seasoning. So, you want the salt crystals, okay? You want them to attach themselves to the turkey. And what you're going to do, you take water, and you fill up the bag. Now, I'm not saying you fill up the bag a lot. Maybe halfway. Now, what we have is a mixture of salt water here, okay? So, make sure we tie the bag airtight. Maybe tip it around a little, you know, move it around. You want to put it in here. What you have is a turkey wrapped in a few bags. It's being brined. This is called brining. It's when you take salt water and you soak whatever meat you have overnight. This is stage 1. Stage 2 will involve the marination process. Stage 3 will involve the cooking. Each stage, well, the first stage lasts 24 hours, which is the brining, then 24 hours for the marinating, and then you take 24 hours. Well, you don't cook it for 24, you'll cook it for a couple. But on Thursday, this will be ready by Thursday. Today's Tuesday, so tomorrow, for about Wednesday afternoon, right before I host my radio show, what we'll be doing, we'll be marinating and going through the same process, except we'll be using marinade. And then come Thursday, the turkey will be ready to go in the oven. It'll be moist, already full of juices between the brining and the marinating. So stage 1 is complete. And this is brining. And so it's just going to sit in salt water for about 24 hours. And like I said, kosher salt, if you get the kosher, It's the best you can do. You can get iodized salt and you can do it too, but I always felt kosher salt works best for brining. They're large crystals. You know, you're not eating the salt. The turkey's not going to taste salty. All you're basically doing is you're breaking down the meat. You're salting the meat so that it's ready to be marinated. So step 1 complete. Brining done. We're ready to go. Tomorrow I'll be back with part 2 of this clip on how to make Lord Rick's famous turkey breast. And I'll show you the next process of how we marinate a turkey. It should be quite fascinating, actually. Because once you learn how to do this, you will never have another dry turkey again. All your turkeys will come out beautiful for Thanksgiving. And that's what really matters. You have your friends, your family over. You want to feed them well. You want them to enjoy a beautiful turkey. You don't want them to get a piece of turkey so dry that they choke at your dinner table. You know, you want a little bit of moisture, you want the turkey to melt in your mouth. You put some gravy on it, it melts in your mouth. That's what you want. Anyways, we'll be back with part 2 tomorrow. This is Lord Rick, and you're listening to Angel of Thy Night Radio. And this is my cooking show. You know, we need a name for my cooking show. We need to call this like Lord Rick's Bistro or something, you know? Angel of Thy Night Bistro 101. I don't know. Doesn't matter what you call it. The point is, as long as the food's good, as long as the food tastes great, that's all that matters. And I know people love my cooking and they love doing my recipes. Well, here's a recipe you can use every single year for Thanksgiving, and your turkey will turn out fabuloso. I'll see you tomorrow with the marinade. This is Lord Rick. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lord Rick with Angel of Thy Night Radio. Also, your founder of the Paranormal Ghost Society, and I still don't know what to call my show. I could call it Lord Rick's Bistro, Cooking 101 with Lord Rick, Angel of Thy Night Good Eats. It doesn't matter what the name of the show is, but we're going to show you phase 2 of how to marinate the turkey. Our first step was we took the turkey and we brined it. Basically, brining is creating salt water in a bag with the turkey. Stab a few holes in it. And for some reason, the salt water makes it very moist and it's able to absorb the marinade a little better. So what we want to do, let me see, this has been soaking for 24 hours. You don't want to reuse your bags. But I'm going to show you guys how to marinate this bitch. It's going to be one hell of a tasty bird. And you can see, right now all I have here is just a turkey breast. About 9-10 pounds. It's good for a family of 4 or 5. Unless you want to buy a 25-pound turkey, which in my opinion is a waste, because when you buy a whole turkey, then you got to deal with the bones and carving it all up. And yeah, it's great for turkey sandwiches and soups and things like that. But if you're looking for, you know, maybe a little bit of turkey plus some leftovers the next day, a turkey breast is the way to go. It's all white meat, tender, it's juicy, it's easy to marinate. What I'm going to do, just give the turkey a good rinsing. The salt should have helped with any impurities. Now you're going to take your girlfriend's or your wife's bags. God forbid you ever touch her grocery store bag collection, which I am. And you're going to want to have about 3 bags. You make sure there's no holes in them. And you're just going to take this turkey breast and you throw it in the bag, just like this. Like you're throwing it out. Now what I do, every year I do different marinades, okay? I use a lot of, this is roasted red pepper. It has onions, it has celery, lettuce, tomatoes, peppers, carrots, Romano cheese, Parmesan cheese, salt. There's different ingredients in here to give the turkey flavor. Generally, I'm trying the roasted red pepper, but you could use anything. A balsamic vinegar, Italian dressing. There's all kinds of Italian dressing. I guarantee no matter which one you use, your turkey's going to come out full of flavor. In this case, you know, we have a lot of different things. There's vinegar, which absorbs very good into the turkey breast. You got your bell peppers and tomatoes, as I was saying before. There's a lot of different ingredients in here. There's also garlic. All these things, shake it real good. All these things you got to take into consideration. Like I said, you could use Italian dressing. There's a lot of different marinades you could buy. I don't care what marinade you use. Dressing, Italian dressing, red pepper, tangy with zing, any of those are great on a Thanksgiving turkey. And basically, I shook the bottle. You're going to want to pour into the entire bag, and you're going to want to fill the cavity up. The whole cavity, which is generally underneath the breast, is where the guts are, you know, if you want to put it that way nicely. But you want to fill the cavity up. You want this to soak through the turkey. And then what you're going to want to do, I usually use about 1.5. You're going to lift it up. Oops. Now we have our marinade in here, and it will get a little messy. It will. But you got a turkey full of spices. And you're going to take, it's a messy job. It's a dirty job, trying to prep the turkey. But this is phase 2. If you want to learn how to make a turkey, it takes precision, it takes time, and it's a 3-day process, really, all the way from brining to marinating to cooking the turkey. And I'm going to show you all 3 procedures, and then I'm going to, you know, cut a slice and show you how moist it is and all that. Because I want everybody to learn how to cook a turkey appropriately. When I was growing up, my mom, she'd make turkeys, you know. She'd keep them in the oven 6-8 hours. It'd be so dry, it was like chewing on shoe leather. And my turkeys are not like that. You know, my turkeys are perfectly moist, flavorful, and they will melt. It'll melt in your mouth. You'll come back for seconds and thirds, guaranteed, with this turkey I'm cooking today. But what you're going to want to do, now that we got the marinade in here, you take this, put your bowl down so there's no leakage, and you're going to pay attention very carefully. Okay, that one's hasn't been opened yet. But what you're going to do is you're going to take some garlic powder. Okay. Meat tenderizer. And all meat tenderizer is, it contains salt, red pepper, and then there's a few other natural ingredients and natural flavors, and it just breaks down the meat a little more. And just put it all in there. You know, it's meat. This is meat. You want to tenderize it. So you're gonna definitely want to put plenty of tenderizer in there. In my kitchen, things get a little messy. Just don't tell the girlfriend. You know, I got splatter marks all over the place. I get into cooking. Take a little pepper. It's not going to hurt you to flavor the skin with a little bit of pepper. And then you're going to take, let's see if I can get to the last ingredient here, little onion powder. Now keep in mind, this is for marinating purposes. When I put the turkey on the pan, I will go over it again with seasoning. We'll double season the turkey. And it's the 26th, it's Thanksgiving Eve. Tonight we'll be hosting a live radio show. We'll be hosting Angel of the Night Radio Live from YouTube and Google Hangouts. It's my first live show in a couple years. Mainly we've done, you know, radio and had it pre-taped and we put it out there or whatever. But tonight's show will be 3-4 hours of me doing stand-up comedy. So basically what you want to do is you want to get the seasonings on. Because you want it to fester overnight, you know? But anyways, I was saying before, my mom used to cook turkeys and they were like shoe leather. Same with my grandmother. Except my grandmother used to put the turkey in tinfoil, or at least the top, to prevent burning. But they used to put it in for 6 hours, you know, 8 hours. And that was back in the day. But this kind of turkey here you're looking at, this is like a 9-pound breast. Maybe 2 hours at most and it'll be done. But with the marinade in it and it boiling in the oven, it'll cook the meat more thorough and faster too. And it'll be just as moist, if you get what I'm saying. And what you want to do is you probably want to take, forgive me while I step off camera a little bit. Sometimes you have to move around the kitchen. Take some minced garlic, garlic strong. And just throw a couple teaspoons on it. And then you're going to take the bag, okay, and you're going to tie it and you're going to seal it. And you shake it around a little bit like this. Look, I got moves. It's like a basketball, just slimier and greasier, and a seasoned basketball. It's like, Lord Rick makes a slam dunk. But anyways, into the bowl it goes. You want to refrigerate it overnight. I start the turkey around, we'll say 1, 2 p.m. I got pies and other things to cook first. But I'll start around 2 p.m. It'll be done by 4 and we'll be eating by like 4:30. And all that with just a little bit of Italian dressing, some seasonings, brining it. So phase 2 is complete. Stick with me tomorrow for phase 3 as we roast this turkey. That sounded kind of bad because, you know, roast. We're doing a roast today. Today on Angel of the Night Radio, we're roasting 5 clowns. These people have stalked me, harassed me, threatened my family, attacked my groups, attacked my cooking shows. They don't stop. They're all felons, they're all liars, and so tonight we're roasting them for Thanksgiving. So, you know, wish me luck. I want to say peace. I'll be back with the final segment tomorrow. This is Lord Rick of Angel of the Night Radio cooking a crushed red pepper Italian turkey. And pretty soon you'll be saying ooh la la, because tomorrow this bird is going straight into the oven and this turkey's going to come out more moist than any penthouse or hustler babe in the porn business. It's going to be juicy and succulent, and I'm going to want to eat this turkey more than I'm going to get it on with the hose. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. But anyways, This is Lord Rick. Stay tuned for Phase 3 of the roasting of thy turkey here in November of 2014, our Thanksgiving Day Lord Rick breast. You know what's funny? It's hard to find a good breast. I used to go to the store, I used to get like 12, 13, 14 pound breasts. Now I go to the store, you find them 5, 6 pounds. You're lucky if you get a 9 pounder. But this is a 9 pound beauty. And these breasts are going to roast and are going to cook and are going to melt my mouth away. I don't know about you, but who doesn't like breasts? This is Lord Rick. Just want to wish all my viewers a happy Thanksgiving. I know some of you are looking forward to this turkey recipe I'm going to do. As you know, last night I hosted AngelOfThyNight Radio. Of course, what turned out to be what I said is a 3-hour show turned out to be an 8-hour show. There's always extras to everything we do. You know, it's just like hiking up a mountain. You know, we're sitting there like, 3 hours, we'll be done with this, you know, come home the next day, you know, it's like, oh, we slept up on that peak. But anyways, I'm getting back to this is the third phase of how to roast a turkey breast. This is an Italian red pepper garlic. Actually, it's a crushed red pepper garlic turkey. How I'm making it is, it's a process through brining and marinating so that it's extremely moist, melts in your mouth. And I'm going to teach you how to brown it on the top. So this video today, it's going to be a little bit extensive because we're going to start off, I'm going to show you how to prep the turkey before it goes into the oven. I'm going to tell you what temperature and how long to cook it. And then I'm going to teach you guys how to make homemade red mashed potatoes. Now I'm making a lot of things today. We have stuff and we have broccoli au gratin. We have cornbread and pumpkin muffins, pumpkin bread that Tammy made. And pies. Look at the pies. I swear to God, when I go ghost hunting and go to the ghost town of Stillwater this weekend, I don't care if I gotta run laps around the ghost town. I am going to burn off this pie one way or another. And then Tammy made the green bean casserole. You gotta have green bean casserole on Thanksgiving. I never even heard of it till last year or a year ago or 2 years ago. Whatever it was. First time I ever heard of it, I ate at a friend's house and we had brought it and I thought to myself, what the hell is green bean casserole? My mom used to just take cans of green beans and throw them in a bowl and say, here's your green beans for Thanksgiving. Now we're getting a little bit technical here, okay? And of course, we got applesauce. Cinnamon's my favorite. And then earlier today, Tammy had picked up some milk, because you gotta have milk, because that's part of the mashed potato process. And she bought me she bought a whole pack of Angry Orchard hard apple cider. And this one's called Sinful Apple. And it's gluten-free. It's actually not bad for you. There's cinnamon in here, but there's multiple flavors. And I decided that I would have myself one of these while cooking Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, let's face it, you only live once. Have a few drinks, toke some, eat well, drink merry, eat merry. Eat merry, that sounded bad. But anyways, I want you to keep in mind a few things. When the turkey's done, okay, there's a thing called extensive cooking. Or as I like to say, the meat continues to cook because it's so hot internally and the bone's so hot. So you're going to want to allow at least 10 minutes before you start carving the turkey. It's okay for the turkey to be at a temperature of 165 degrees. A lot of people prefer it at 175, but 165, it'll not be pink. You can also take the juices. Once the juices are clear, and you can mix flour and seasonings, you can make your own gravy. I don't know if I'll do that because I already had bought gravy. You know what the funny thing is about Thanksgiving dinner? You spend days prepping the turkey. Actually, this is the turkey right here. But you spend days prepping this turkey. And it's gone in like 15 minutes. Everybody's eating the turkey, the mashed potatoes, eating like they haven't ever seen food in their life. So, what we're going to want to do though, okay, is we're going to take out, because let's get to the meat of things, shall we? I just slice open the bags because we're not going to reuse them. And, by the way, this is good. I'm addicted. My God, this is one of the best drinks I've ever drank. Almost better than whiskey I had last night. This is the Wild West. Whiskey's part of the Wild West. You don't like whiskey, something's wrong. Whiskey, wild horses, Bigfoot, all of it. And good eats. Come on, you can't go wrong with that. You're going to want to transfer the turkey breasts just like this. You see how I have it? You want the breast facing up, and you want it no angles or anything, just straight up and down. Now you can see that the marinade has taken effect. What you can do oh! Let the girlfriend see that one. You pour the rest in there. Shh. Always an accident in the kitchen. I'll show you. Oops. Instead of saying shit happens, let's just say turkey happens. Okay. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lift the skin up, but you don't want to take the skin off. But what you do, let me see if I can get this. Take a knife. Okay? Be careful how you cut the skin. Pack it under the skin with a little bit of butter. Okay? This is so that, you know, it helps cook the skin, not the skin, but it helps cook the turkey that's underneath the skin, and it flows throughout the turkey breast itself. So it gives it a little extra flavor, but it also helps speed up the cooking. You can also take oil. If you don't want all this marinade on it, you can take oil and then sprinkle your seasoning. So I leave the marinade on, and then what I do is I season it. The turkey itself is brined, marinated. This is over a 50-hour process here. Okay, if you want to put effort into your food, you got to sometimes take a couple extra days to marinate your meats and prep the food appropriately. See, everybody wants to eat right away. Sorry, I'm just cleaning up a little bit. Everybody likes to eat right away. You know, they just want to take the turkey, put stuff in it, throw it in the oven. And to be honest with you guys, if you want to be a good cook and you want to prep, like for Thanksgiving, it's a process. You know, it's not a matter of just sticking stuffing in here and just throwing it in the oven. I mean, and even if you season it, you're only seasoning the skin. You have to think about, do you want the entire slab of meat with a nice flavor, a nice color to it, no pink, no food poisoning, nothing. So I'm going to teach you the proper way to cook a turkey. And you can use this recipe year after year. And all it takes really is some seasoning, some kosher salt. You don't have to get kosher, but I use this salt because it latches onto the meat. And you brine it, and you use your Italian salad dressing, any type of Italian salad dressing, and then you turn around and you add your own little magic to the turkey. And so what we're going to do is onion powder. We're going to flavor that skin. Because, having a nice piece of crispy skin tastes good, flavored. It can have a nice flavor if you like to eat that. Garlic powder. Keep in mind there's crushed garlic already in this. Take your pepper. Put it on there. Don't be afraid to put a little zing into the turkey. This is Italian. A little bit of zing. It's got a little bit of zing too. But anyways, you want to give the turkey some color? Give it some color. Parsley flakes. Make it pretty so it looks, when you bring it out to the dinner table, it's got parsley and green flakes. You can also use rosemary, basil if you want. There's a lot of different herbs and seasonings you can play with. Last step would be to salt the meat. As far as seasoning goes, I'll salt it really good. Between the juices of the turkey and the dressing and the marinade, when this all boils up and cooks, I can add flour and salt and pepper, and I can actually make a gravy, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to make a gravy. Now I have Campbell's gravy. It's turkey gravy, But I could actually add, I could take these 4 cans. I got 4 of these babies. And I can make my own gravy and add it to these, and it'll be full of flavor. So you don't always have to go homemade. You can take something that's pre-made, and then take something that's homemade, and you can combine it together. It's kind of like ramen noodles and potatoes. They call it crackhead soup or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Same concept. Lastly, what you're going to want to do, it's not there. Here it is. You're going to want to take foil. Now, what the foil does is prevents the skin and everything from becoming burnt. Now, what I'm going to do is I have the oven set at 400 degrees. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to move it aside, but it's 400 degrees. Okay? You could slow cook a turkey, 325, but you're going to wait 3 hours to eat. If you're only looking to wait maybe less than 2 hours to eat, you put it on 400 degrees. Now, I can't give you an exact time this is going to be done, because I have to check the temperature. And when it gets down to the last, okay, I'm going to put it on for an hour and 40 minutes. And I'm going to check it at an hour and 40 minutes. If it reads make sure when you put your thermometer in, if it reads that it's 165 degrees, you take it out. If it's not 165 degrees, keep it in for another 10-20 minutes for that extra pound to finish cooking off. But right now we're going to do 1 hour and 40 minutes at 400 degrees. Hopefully I have enough room for the turkey. Also, before I put it in, one last note. The last half hour to 45 minutes, or when it gets about halfway done. So let's say I got 1 hour and 40 minutes. About 45 minutes into the cooking, you're going to want to take the foil off so that the turkey can appropriately brown but not burn. And I'm going to put it in the oven. If it'll fit in the oven, I don't know. Not going to fit in the oven. I got to raise the rack. You don't want to put it... Actually, I'm going to put it like... You want to put it halfway. Because see, on my oven, I have coils on the bottom and coils on the top. But we want the coils on the bottom to equally cook the middle of the turkey, and the coils on top to brown the turkey and equally cook the breast on top. So what I'm going to have to do is grab the old oven mitts and do a little switcheroo. You know what I'm saying? Switcheroo. Actually, I'll lower the rack down probably to about, like I said, probably about halfway if I can get it. No worries, guys. It's burning my hands through the glove. What good are these things for? Alright. See, the breast is so large and high, it's about 3 inches from the coil. So this is the perfect height for the turkey. You want about 3-4 inches from the top. You want it about 5-6 inches from the bottom. And this turkey should cook in about 1 hour and 40 minutes. Well, and lastly, before I go, make sure you put the timer on and don't forget. I got caught up in that hard apple cider. But on my oven, you just hold it down. It goes by 5-minute increments. We're at 1 hour. There you go. 1 hour and 40 minutes. And like I said, halfway we'll take the foil off. I'll film it for you guys. I'll show you guys what the turkey looks like halfway through so that you can expect the same results every time. For your family when you cook Thanksgiving dinner and your friends, they will be amazed. They'll be like, this is the best goddamn turkey in the world. And remember, you tell them who you learned it from. So anyways, we're at about 45 minutes till the turkey's done. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. You can see under the tin foil, it's starting to brown. The meat's, instead of looking pink, it's starting to look white. It is, I mean, turkey breast is a white meat. What we're going to do, now you look at that turkey. Look how beautiful that turkey looks. I could kiss that turkey right now. I could hug it, kiss it, and make love to it almost. That's a good looking turkey. And you can see all the seasonings and the marinade and I'm going to use that for gravy. But you take off the top. Be careful, it's a little hot. And in the next 45 minutes, you let it brown. I might actually, if it doesn't brown enough, I may actually keep it in there an extra 10 minutes, 15 minutes to brown, because I like the skin to be brown, not soggy or anything like that. So I'm keeping you posted on this Italian crushed red pepper and garlic turkey. I'll be back probably in a few minutes with how to make my special mashed potatoes made out of red potatoes. I'll give you a little special recipe to go with the turkey. And between the mashed potatoes and the turkey, that's probably about all I need. But I got pies and stuffing and rice and olives and green bean casserole and everything else. So it looks like it's going to be a very exciting Thanksgiving. Bon Appetit soon. Before the turkey's done, I'm going to teach you guys how to make homemade mashed potatoes. This is my recipe. There's some extra little things I'll add to it, things that you probably never knew you could do with mashed potatoes. And these are going to be awesome red potatoes, maybe with a little bit of cheese, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of milk and salt and pepper and butter. And I'm going to teach you how to make that. But for now, phase 3 is almost complete. Turkey's in the oven, mashed potatoes on the way. This is Lord Rick. We'll be back with Cooking 101. Okay, folks, we're back. And as you've seen, you've seen the unveiling of the turkey and the tinfoil removed. Some people think I'm the devil. It's like, how do you grab that tinfoil and just like crinkle it in your hands? But anyways, these hands have been in a lot of places. Done a lot of cooking. I've even grabbed oven racks with my hands and pizzas with my hands. People wonder. Same thing as walking on hot coals. It's a state of mind. But anyways, speaking of state of mind, what I have here is a colander. Tammy sliced up all the potatoes for me. I really hate slicing potatoes. These are red potatoes. These are red potatoes. You can see them. You can see all the steam. The water is really boiling. You want the water to be... Come on, man. He's not in the video anyways. I got it up to my waist here. My dog's sitting here licking the floor of all the messes that I've made. But you just dump them in. Now you want the water to be extremely hot and boiling. This is because you want the potatoes to be very mushy, because you're going to mash them or blend them up to make mashed potatoes. And so we'll be back in a little bit, and I'm going to show you how you mash them, what you add to them, if you want to make the perfect mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving. In the meantime, we got about a half hour on the turkey. Might put it in 10 more extra minutes for browning. I have gravy, I have rice, I have stuffing. And everything will be done on time. The green bean casserole, it's going in the oven soon. The cornbread's done, the pumpkin bread's done, the pies are done, the gravy is going to be awesome. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Campbell's turkey gravy and then I'm going to mix it with some flour and some seasonings like salt and pepper with the marinade from the turkey. And what I'll do is when the turkey comes out while it's cooling, I'll pour it into the turkey gravy. I'll mix it, add the flour and the seasoning. Everything will be done on time. And we'll have a wonderful Thanksgiving. So, stay tuned. I'm kind of doing this video, this cooking show in multiple segments. Because obviously there's just so many different... There's obviously so many different things that I have to cook that I got to keep coming back for more. To give you guys the secrets to Thanksgiving. The next time we'll be back, folks, is when I'm mashing mashed potatoes, mashing them to death, and pulling out this beautiful Italian turkey. And so we're just moments away from Thanksgiving. But what is Thanksgiving? It's just a day. Did the Pilgrims really eat with the Indians? I don't know. I know that for me, it can be Thanksgiving any time of year. If you really want to, you got a big paranormal investigation or you're going urban exploring in like Danvers State Hospital, you might want some homemade mashed potatoes and Italian turkey before you venture inside. Anyways, we'll be back. We're going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes to a half hour and let the turkey cook for another half hour. And then we're going to have these side dishes simmering. And everything should be done all at the same time for the final moments of our Cooking Bistro show with Lord Rick. Mashed potato time. Alright. Some of you might be wondering why I'm wearing the same clothes from last night doing my show. Let me just tell you a little story. After I got done with my show, I must have chatted with like 20 different people privately, They were just like, I listened to the whole show, it was great, it was awesome. And so after I get done talking with everybody, I had to process the video, add the tags, the description, all that kind of jazz. And of course, you know, it was a rough night. I didn't get to, I mean, like, I pulled an all-nighter, and here we are, and I'm making Thanksgiving dinner. So, I mean, technically, you know, I must be a 24-hour man, you know what I'm saying? But not. That's the turkey. But technically, you know, I'm pretty, I don't want to say retro or new age. I'm more like a hippie. A hippie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I go off in the mountains, and if I have to sleep the night there, I'll sleep the night there. I'll roll up my backpack and I'll sleep on that under the stars. So anyways, these are my special Bigfoot mashed potatoes. We're going to call them Sasquatch mashed potatoes. Well, first order of business. Try not to get burned. Try not to get burned. Look at that water boiling. Wow. You might have a few stuck to the bottom. Man. Okay. That means that they're done. But when the potatoes stick to the bottom, that's a good sign. You're going to want to make sure all the water is out. You don't want water in your mashed potatoes. Butter. Milk. But I'm going to show you how to do this. Pour them back in the pot. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to mash potato. You're going to want to mash the mashed potatoes, because that's what they're about to be. Mashed to zombie brains or whatever. First order of business. Wow, everything's taken up. Alright, let's see here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, pardon me for that. Making more messes. But anyways, you got a masher. This is the old-fashioned type. This is the one where you work your ass off and you feel like you're playing Susie Homemaker. You know what I'm saying? It's like, try to have a few drinks and do this. You know what I say? Screw that shit. We need more extreme measures. We need technology. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like cell phones. But this makes you feel like the butcher. This is power. But before I get mashing, let me show you a little trick, okay? Alright, I got the mashed potatoes. Cooling down. Okay, what you're going to want to do is you want to take the lid off the butter. Like, that's not self-explanatory. But you want to take a nice giant scoop of butter. Alright, this is a full bag of potatoes, so about a scoop. That way people don't have to put butter on their mashed potatoes. The butter already comes with it. Okay, and you're going to take, I'm going to show you. Onion powder. Pay attention. As much as you want, as little as you want. I really don't care. Just throw it on in. Garlic powder. See, because these are creamy, not creamy, but these are garlic. These are garlic red potatoes. It doesn't get any better than this. This is stoner food. A little bit of pepper. Always have salt and pepper in your mashed potatoes. And then last of all, throw in some salt. Everything's about flavor. If you do not flavor your food, you're going to have a lousy life. Trust me. You're going to go through a state of depression. It's good to hike hard and eat better. It's the old saying. That's my saying. I got lots of sayings. I've written like 2,000 sayings. They just randomly pop in my head. But anyways, a little bit of parsley. Just gives it a nice color. Pour in some milk. Lube up them potatoes. Lube them up good. Don't be afraid to use a little bit of milk. Because once the mashed potatoes get mashed or crunched or ground up, the milk will evenly distribute itself. With the potatoes, the butter, and all the other ingredients I'm putting in here. You can take minced garlic, throw in a scoop, depends how strong you want it. I won't make it too strong because there's garlic, lots of garlic in the turkey. It's just a little bit of garlic in here just to give it that mild garlic flavor. This is the part I enjoy. This is the part I get to be the butcher. I can turn it on high and get splattered in the face and feel like I'm working at a mortuary or something like that. Mortuary from like the 1600s. Alright, let's do this. If the beaters are getting stuck, turn it on high. As you're mixing them, if they seem too dry, put a little milk in. See, they're just too clumpy right now. And when they're too clumpy, what do? You turn it all the way up. All the way. You do that for 2 minutes. Okay? Despite the fact that I put it on full force, I don't think I got splattered too much. There's a little on my glasses to the left, so I can't see the camera. So if I walk into anything, I trip, I knock anything over, I'm blaming it on the Sasquatch mashed potatoes. Sasquatch garlic mashed potatoes. Anyways, you take the beaters off. As you can see, I'm a man of many hats. It's like, whoa, he was wearing one hat and he had a different hat on the next second. But no, seriously, I had to change the battery in the cam. So, no, I'm not an apparition or a ghost or anything like that. Or a vampire. I don't have any special warping powers. But I tell you what, I bet you I've been to outer space. And God knows what they did with me. There could be a million Lord Ricks flying around the universe. Can you imagine? They clone me with the grays, and it's just like Lord Rick, but he's got big black eyes instead. Big black eyes. Bigger head, more brain capacity. And I could just like lift the camera up and make it float, and you guys could get a better look at me. Tasting these mashed potatoes. what you're going to want to do is put them back on the stove. The milk and butter makes them a little cold. This is what they should look like when they're done. Beautiful mashed potatoes. Beautiful. Not too dry where they're going to choke and gag you and you're going to die on Thanksgiving. I'm going to move the cameras over here. It's time to unveil the turkey. Green bean casserole. Okay. Beautiful. Let's see if I can do this. That is a turkey roast, my friends. Just be careful not to drop the turkey on the floor. Even if your fingers are burning, you know, it's mind over matter, especially with the turkey. But you can see it's got a nice color. The skin is lightly crisp, which is important. You want a light, crispy skin, but you want it to be kind of dark because it is a roasted turkey. I should check I should check the temperature on the turkey. It should be 165 to 175. If you want it, I'll check it. I'll check it for my fans and my members just to kind of show you that I'm accurate. But look at that. No oven mitts. No oven mitts. Not really. Just kidding. But anyways, I just pull this out of the oven. Don't try this at home. Entertainment purposes only. I believe everything's done. I believe this is going to be a good Thanksgiving. You know what I believe? I can't even get my drawer open. Green bean casserole. Stuff and gravy. I still have to do the gravy. We got to let this cool, but I'll show you how to make the gravy in a little bit. Nice scoop of mashed potatoes with a little gravy. And we're going to make some more gravy with this, which I'll get a close-up of. Oh, and another thing, I want to show you my temperature gauge. See if we can get that on film. That's if I can find it. That's what I was looking for. Voila, I found it. What you're going to want to do is, you never want to hit the breastbone, okay? Okay, anyways, that's just a 420 moment. So what you want to do, instead of hitting the breastbone, kind of go in at an angle, but go in deep. Just make sure you don't hit the bone. See, right now I'm not hitting any bone. And the temperature's climbing, climbing, and climbing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you just see me do is I stick the temperature in, make sure not to touch the bone, and we're at about 165 degrees. You can see it real quick as it's lowering from 160. So the turkey has to be cooked to that temperature. And so if you're going to put it on 375, even around 400, keep it in for 2 hours and maybe 15 minutes. Check on it. As far as the crust or the skin on it, you want it to roast and have a nice brown. It'll be very flavorful and crispy. It's nice and crispy right now, so when I cut the slices, everybody gets a little piece. But you want to make sure that it's fully done. Now I checked it and it was bleeding out juices, but some of them looked a little reddish. I was like, it needs another maybe 20 minutes. I upped it to 400. So always make sure you got a temperature gauge. If you have it on 375 and you cook it for 2 hours and 20 minutes, check it. If it reads 160, pull it out. Even if it reads 175, that's good too. They say you should have your turkey at 175, but 165 means that the turkey's going to be much more moisture and not as dry. And of course, you know, I have a carving knife, so you want to have a good carving knife. Knife's missing. Alright, let's see if I can find it. There it is. Here's my baby. Okay, whoever did dishes, shame on you. This thing will cut a catfish head right off. Clean. It's pretty sharp. You stab into the turkey. You want to go right down, you want to cut slices off. And speaking of slices, what I need to do, hold on, I need to do this real quick. We're making gravy, remember? So it's important to get rid of the juices on the bottom. Without losing the turkey. Mix it with turkey gravy. We have stuff in here. Cheesy rice. I warmed up the mashed potatoes. They got a nice texture, see? I keep them on low. Just covered. This is still very hot. It's a green bean casserole. Nice and crispy onions on top. And what you're going to want to do, take some flour, just regular all-purpose flour. Mix the flour in. You want to thicken the gravy. Keep in mind that this is very fluent, so it makes the gravy a little bit watery. Now, I didn't measure how much flour I put in. I just put a little, and I'm stirring it, making sure that the gravy gets fully mixed up. Now there's spices, like for example garlic and red pepper that are mixed in with this. And you're going to want to make it to how thick you want it. It might even be wise to take, let's see if we got one here. I moved over the green bean casserole so you can see what I'm doing. And I grabbed the whisk from over here because it might be wise that if you're warming up the gravy, because the gravy was sitting for a little while. And yes, I made a huge mess. It's what I do, right? Make messes. Look at that. Look at that. That was all me. It's all my fault. You take the whisk because the flour is going to clump up. You don't want clumps of flour. I did add a little water to help liquefy, to help because the gravy's so thick, to help the gravy, the water, and the flour to mix appropriately together. If you look at this, this gravy's quite amazing looking. I mean, that's a good looking gravy. But you got to take the whisk and you got to give it a good 40-50 beats, and you got to heat it up while you're whisking it. That way you get the turkey, the flavors of the turkey and the marinade into the gravy itself. Very simple recipe, mixed in with Campbell's gravy, turkey gravy, which I never knew they had in a can. I always thought they had soup growing up, but I guess Campbell's is expanding the business, the family business. But no, seriously, I mean, I've tasted the gravy, the Campbell's, it was pretty good, and mixed in with my marinade that I made on this turkey, it's going to be fabuloso. Okay, it's time to show you guys, oh, dangerous in the kitchen for me. Also, make sure you put a little bit of salt in the gravy. Gravy does not come salted. Pour the salt in. I could have sworn I had pepper. Oh, there's the pepper. Tammy's touching things again. Alright. Put the pepper back here, okay? Mix it with the salt and pepper. Puts a nice edge on it. I turned off the stove, so now the gravy's warm to go along with the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, and the turkey. And I'm going to slice the turkey, and I'm going to show you what it's like, what it looks like inside. It's a very juicy turkey. Very moist. Very moist inside. Almost melts in your mouth. And you can see we have a nice gravy. You can see the red peppers in there. It's pretty awesome. I know tonight I'm not going to starve, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to work twice as hard when I go to the ghost town of Stillwater, even if I have to jog around that place to lose the weight. Because Thanksgiving tonight's going to kill me with all these pies and desserts and wonderful things. But anyways, you're watching Cooking 101 with the Lord. This is the Lord's Supper. And for more films like these, check out our YouTube at www.youtube.com, AngelOfThyNight, THYNIGHT. And we have many more other recipes such as this that you guys can enjoy. Everything from pizza burgers to, let's say, grilling. And I know you guys like that kind of thing because you like to see how I live in the Wild West, how we eat, and we eat pretty good because we get twice as much exercise hiking in the mountains, chasing Sasquatch, climbing cliffs, and ended up in the middle of nowhere. So, eat the turkey, feed the paranormal. And one last thing, ladies and gentlemen. I had to switch the battery camera real quick. I'm going to cut a piece of turkey off and show you how moist this is. There we go, it's a good slice. Your turkey needs to be moist, where you can just pull it right off. And I cut deep inside down the breast to kind of show you. But it's very flimsy and moist. And I've reached the gates of heaven. I don't know how. See my horns hidden under my top hat? Ooh la la, baby. It's on. Blueberry, I had a little blueberry kush before I tasted that. And my taste buds are, this is better than having an orgasm. This is better than going to heaven. This is heaven right here. That is one hell of a tasty turkey, America. And of course, I even got friends in Australia who say, I want your turkey recipe. Well, you got it, guys. It's right here, right now. Believe. Believe. Well, it's time to eat. It's Thanksgiving. And it took us hours to make it, and we'll be gone in a matter of minutes. So I don't know whether to laugh or cry. But this certainly is a pretty healthy meal. Everything you see here is pretty healthy. It's just eat in moderate proportions. Because if you eat all this, you're gonna have to hike. I'm gonna have to hike your ass up to Job's Peak, and it's like straight up. But you'll lose 10, 20 pounds. You'll lose all Thanksgiving climbing that mountain, and you might even get chased by Bigfoot himself. But anyway, Sasquatch mashed potatoes, nice zesty, spicy gravy. It's made with the marinade and some gravy. You have a turkey gravy mixed in with flour, and then of course the zesty marinade of the garlic and the red crushed pepper, and Italian and vinegar, all added together, mixed in with the gravy. So the gravy has the same flavor as the turkey. You don't want to cut the turkey right now because it's still cooking inside. You got to let it finish. If there's any little bit of pink, it'll eventually wear itself out. Which, by looking at the turkey, I can see that it's white meat. It's white meat, and that's what. If it doesn't look white, put it back in the oven. And you got your Bigfoot mashed potatoes, and of course this turkey, which was about a 2-3 day process, and we're ready to eat Thanksgiving with some cinnamon applesauce. Some Andy mints, some hard apple cider, and cornbread, and pies. It's just going to be an amazing Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, let's not forget the pumpkin bread muffins. So all this is very stellar, and we want to thank you for watching. And this is Good Eats, Good Times. Our next cooking video that we'll come out with, it's going to be something to do with maybe steak, or I'll teach you guys how to make a roast, something to that effect. I haven't done a roast yet, and if you want to learn how to make a roast, a really good roast that'll fall apart and melt in your mouth, that'll be our next cooking episode. When it'll come out, I can't tell you. A roast right now is like $50, so I'm not paying $50 for a roast. Okay, I realize that cows are abundant and they want to charge a lot for meat. But something like this, 9-pound turkey, 10-pound turkey breasts, almost $15. So it's not cheap to buy the bird. But with a little bit of effort, this bird will melt in your mouth. So anyways, we appreciate your support, and you're watching Cooking 101 Thanksgiving 2014 with Lord Rick of AngelOfThyNight Radio and the Paranormal Ghost Society. This is my fuel for this weekend's Ghost Town adventure, and I'm going to eat in there. Very unhealthy. Everything from pies to mints to mashed potatoes and rice and green beans and turkey and unhealthy gravy and drinking hard apple cider. It doesn't get any better than this. Of course, last night, you guys watch AngelOfThyNight Radio, and you guys know I roasted 5 clowns. Now you see a roasted turkey. I just pretend that they are the turkeys when I'm roasting them, you know. helps me out a little bit. And you guys know I probably lost 20 pounds last night because you see me live on film for 8 hours with no break, walking back and forth. So last night, technically, I walked 5 miles. And today, I give you Thanksgiving dinner. Anyways, just want to say hats off. You're listening to Lord Rick. Hats off to everybody on Thanksgiving. This is Lord Rick. Just want to say peace, and that we appreciate all our subscribers, viewers, and listeners. And for more recipes like these, visit our channel, AngelOfThyNight. THYNIGHT. Peace.